So, hello and welcome to the Turn 5 podcast, where we will review this year's Formula One Qatar Airways Gran Premiero del Made in Italia Emilia Romagna 2023.
Did you say Qatar?
Yes.
Qatar Airways.
Oh, I was like,
Sponsoring.
the one Grand Prix.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, the
Another
title
one?
sponsor.
Is it like a joke within the admin of running this Grand Prix that they try and make the name longer every year or something?
I think
they're
it was
doing
worse.
pretty well.
In fact, no, it wasn't worse last year because it was like the Pirelli
Yeah.
El Made in Italy. Yeah.
Armico at some point as well.
That might be in 2021, yeah.
Do you mean Aramco?
Yeah, Aramco. That's it.
What did he say?
Armorco!
Armico.
Get all your
I-
armor needs.
To be fair, I used to call them Armco,
I
but that's the barrier.
Yes, that is the back. Slightly different company.
I mean, we do like Armco in Formula One.
Yeah.
Armco and Tech Pro, that's all you need. Anyway,
Well,
let's talk.
Armco, Tech Pro, and tires.
Yeah, true. Let's talk Formula One. I'm not looking forward to this Grand Prix at all.
And you're having a go at me for saying it over the summer break that it would be fine without a sprint race. And now you're saying you're not looking forward to a Grand Prix.
Oh, for context, Ben said the summer break would be fine because there was no sprint races, to which I pointed out there were no races. And so it wouldn't be good. But yeah, I can enjoy the fact that there's a race, but not enjoy the race.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm just not looking forward to it because it's Imola and it's too small for these cars. It's like Monaco. Sure,
Yeah.
historic track, cool, but not good.
Historic track, cool, but update.
Yeah, just literally make it wider. There is so
not.
much runoff space in Imola. Just make the track wider. Sorted.
Well, that was this week's episode.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next
Back to
week. All the bloody best.
It's just, it's not a fun track.
It's one of those ones that it's had stuff happen because of mixed conditions or whatever, and it's been okay. But if it is wet to dry, then it's the sort of track that one dry line appears, and that is the line. You stay on that line, and
Isn't
nobody
that
overtakes
every
anyone.
track though?
Not always.
I get like the overtakes the one straight, and that's about it.
Yeah, it is literally down into Tamburello, and that's your overtaking spot.
Unless you're
we had a
George
good
Russell and
run
Valtteri
from-
Bottas.
In which case, it's not an overtaking spot. It's a
No. It's a danger zone.
Was it Kvyat had a really good race at Imola a couple of years ago? Made quite a
Yeah.
lot of overtakes.
finished P4 or
So
something.
it's
Didn't he?
21.
Yeah.
Because he made the double overtake on a Red Bull. I'm guessing it was Albon. And someone
Probably.
else as well.
They raced
And
me
he-
so hard.
Yeah. They went around the outside of them into turn one.
I actually think someone made, like, back when putting things on Google Maps was a Formula One meme, I think at that corner someone put like a place of worship. It was just Albon's career. Not as bad as what they done to Bahrain at turn 3.
Hey, look, nothing wrong with a bit of barbecue.
Roman Grosjean's barbecue. Oh dear.
That's top banter, that is.
It's funny, but
Now, if he died and someone had done crematorium, I'd say that's banter, but in bad taste.
yeah.
Have you thought of that joke before?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Richard, I'm concerned for your mental well-being.
I think that's an absolute quality joke.
But yeah, so Kvyat had that good race. I can't really remember much else happening apart from George Russell spearing Valtteri
Lando got
Bottas.
podium.
No, they got podium.
Was
Charles,
it that
last
because
year,
Charles Leclerc tried to yeet himself into non-existence, but just did a 180 and hit the wall instead.
Who
Cost
cares? I'm ahead of
himself.
podium.
Yeah.
he got one last year as well, and it was the only team other than Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari to get a podium. So that's a good track record.
McLaren podium incoming.
I'm not saying a
No.
McLaren podium, but it could be
No.
a podium for someone other than Ferrari,
Are
Mercedes, and Red Bull.
Mercedes not meant to be bringing like a significant upgrade to Imola?
Maybe.
But
think
I've
so.
seen earlier, apparently every team's bringing upgrades, bar one team in orange. So
Because they brought their upgrades and went backwards. Oh no.
It's the first European race, though, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is.
this is generally upgrade season.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
said
much.
generally because clearly one team hadn't got the memo.
the worst thing about this race is this was the races McLaren fans we were looking forward to and we were banking on a decent result coming in.
Well, last year our fortunes turned around at Imola. The year before, the same thing.
I don't see it happening this year.
No.
No.
If we somehow pull a podium out of nowhere, all praise to the McLaren. But I'm not. It's just not.
Maybe next year.
Next year's our
No.
year. Hashtag becoming Arsenal.
Will Imola even be on the calendar next year?
I think it has like a long-term contract at
They're
this
until
point.
25, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think we all
That doesn't mean they'll
slated.
be on the calendar though. Qatar has a contract since 2038 or whatever, and it wasn't on the calendar last year.
That's
Because of the
because the
World Cup.
contract didn't start until this year.
No, I think it did, but it had a clause for last year because of the FIFA World Cup.
As far as I understood it, they delayed the start because they knew they were going to be busy. They
Or
filled in 21, said we're not going to be able to do 22, but we still want to race. So they started their contract 23 onwards.
Yeah, because I think I remember us all sitting slating the decision to extend Imola's contract last year because we were like, well, it's been.
Probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And they done it anyway. Formula One.
Pinnacle of motorsport.
Just not the pinnacle of entertainment these days.
Not the pinnacle of boardroom.
That should be its like slogan, shouldn't it?
What, the pinnacle of motorsport, not entertainment.
Yeah.
We have good cars. Good racing is optional.
We have good cars, for the most part.
Good technology, guaranteed.
McLaren.
Asterix, unless Ferrari, that may break down.
Shall we just get into predictions?
Sure.
Richard, go. Podium, please.
Pole, Max. Podium, Hella Original Time. Max. Sergio. Fernando. I have learned my lesson for not putting Alonso on the podium from last time out, and I've put him back on the podium.
Mia, pole and podium, please.
Max.
Mhm.
And I'll go Max, Alonso, Checo.
Ben, pole and podium, please.
I go Leclerc pole, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc.
I'm going to go Max pole, Verstappen, Alonso, Hamilton.
Did Perez just die?
Is it?
We'll come back to that.
Okay, that's a segue onto bold predictions. Chris, what's yours?
Your bold prediction, please.
He's like, no, give me more time to think about how to word this.
Give me more time to think about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Nia requires 10 minutes after the end of the segment. Ben, your bold prediction, please.
Yeah, this is a struggle because I don't think you can really predict anything bold about Imola.
I'll go.
True.
That could be your bold prediction, to be fair, that nothing of note happens.
I want to say no safety car, but I don't think it's bold at all.
What's the safety car record for Imola in recent years?
Well,
I
there was
think
one
it's
in
high.
21.
It's pretty decent, isn't it?
I'm not sure if there was one last year.
Did we go in 2020? Yeah, we did. I think there was one in 2020. There was definitely one in 2021.
We'll allow it.
Yeah, okay.
So no safety car.
Richard?
McLaren top 8.
That's very bold, to be fair.
Yeah,
That's very
that's
bold.
very bold.
I was going to say
Nia?
that. For God's
I mean,
sake.
you can.
I'm going to go even bolder. Both McLarens top 8. Because I thought you said one.
Whoa!
So I'll say both.
And mine is for Perez to find the gravel and DNF.
Is that in the race or just in
Yeah,
any
in the
session?
race. In the race.
That happens every session but the race now.
Yeah.
That's probably is going to happen.
That'll
To
still
do
give
in
my podium the
Australia.
chance of happening, though, so it's okay. I'll accept finding the grass and then the wall as well. As long as he goes off
There's
track.
gravel.
Well, you
said
specified gravel, and I
Yeah, you
have written
specified gravel.
Fine. I don't even know
If
if
he
there's any gravel
DNFs,
stats.
you'll get a half. There's loads of gravel.
There's loads of
It's
gravel
old
tracks.
school circuit.
I just know there's also lots of grass.
Grass.
Yeah, and then there's gravel
Grass.
after the grass.
Grass.
Grass. Yeah, so grass.
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 Ben, what do you say?
Grass.
I can be Richard.
Sorry,
Grass is
one was
Tory
taught
language.
the proper English.
Shut up, conservative.
Can I
Yeah.
get that?
It's just Cambridge. What are you on about? It's just posh.
I can actually get that. Do you say scone or scone?
I chop
Scone.
and change.
Oh,
It's even
no.
worse.
I say scone, and then when I've eaten it, I say scone.
The only time,
That's clever.
God.
the only time I say
He's
scone,
got it. He's done the joke.
the only time I say scone when we're discussing the place in Scotland called Scone.
Joke. So clever at the same time.
What did you say, Ben?
What about his joke?
Oh.
Peak humour has been reached. Cancel the podcast now.
No.
It's
We're having too
gone.
much fun here every week.
Oh.
Anyway, do we have anything else to discuss?
Yeah.
What's that?
Lapdown Showdown. Sorry, I did that wrong way. Lapdown Showdown. I'm doing it that way as if there's a graphic that's going to appear over it.
Yeah.
But there is
You're
not.
not
gonna
put-
Expect graphics now.
No.
I'm going to go first.
Oh.
They're kind of easy to put in, to be fair.
I'm going to say no drivers to be lapped.
Have we ever had that before?
Damn.
Well, we've had it before in history.
I just keep
I mean, like,
losing, so I'm
been
going
lapped down.
very bold.
There.
Lap down, I don't. Technically, we would have. Actually, no, because they would have been lapped down before the red flag and everything. So I don't think so.
But if there's a safety car, like just before someone gets lapped.
Exactly. Because
So
we've
he
noticed
needs-
this year it's been taking quite a long time for cars to be lapped.
He needs a safety car mid race and then towards the end of the race as well.
43, 41. I think Bahrain was the quickest. That was 28 laps. And that's, that's mid-race distance.
Hmm.
Then Saudi Arabia didn't happen until 41. Australia didn't happen until 39. Azerbaijan wasn't until 43. So, it's all been quite late.
Hey, Richard, your go. No, it's not Kermit's go, it's Richard's go.
Oh, sorry. Logan Sargent, lap 46.
many laps are there? We
One
probably
lap
should
down.
have
It's
covered this.
63.
63. Okay, okay. Nia?
De Vries.
Yes.
Oh, that's something we can
23-2.
discuss in a minute.
23-2.
It's
Come on, get it right.
25. Get it
Oh,
Go on,
right.
get it right,
God.
Chris.
God.
25-2.
Oh my God. Ben?
Sergeant 34-1.
Okay. Apparently, Nick de Vries has been given a bit of an ultimatum and he needs to pull his finger out of his buttocks by the Spanish Grand Prix and start producing some results. Otherwise, they will be looking to replace him.
Did he forget he was
All-
driving?
Already?
Did he forget he was driving for a Red Bull team and they will just go, hi?
I mean, yeah, but like, damn. This is what, round 6?
Yeah,
Spain is round
8.
8,
Nine.
9.
But to be fair, he is.
Chris, yes, 3 races.
He is consistently
Yeah.
off Sonoda.
And although it's not Formula One, he's a seasoned driver considering he drove in Formula E and is a world champion there.
Yeah.
So he has plenty of race experience.
He's the Formula
In a-
2 champion. He's a
Yeah.
Formula E champion.
Yeah, exactly. He is a world champion in a championship, so like you'd expect him to be a bit better. So I get where they're coming from, but also what race we're on now? 5?
This will be 6 this
6.
weekend.
6 races. I'm like,
Here
see where they're coming from,
comes
but also-
Daniel. Here comes Danny
I
Rick.
saw
Yeah.
I saw people post. I think Daniel said himself he's not looking to do that. I think. Again, don't quote me on this. But
Yeah,
I swear
Daniel
I saw
basically-
somewhere that said it's not going to be Daniel replacing him if he does get replaced.
Yeah, because Daniel basically said he doesn't want to drive for a bad team.
He did have a seat fitting at AlphaTauri there.
Probably
Is he
because
also their
drove
reserve
for Red
driver?
Bull.
We will caveat that with he is their reserve driver as the Red Bull reserve driver. But still, he did have a seat fitting.
If he does go to AlphaTauri,
I was about to say it'll be
though,
Nico
like-
Hulkenberg, but he's got a seat.
Yes.
It'd be
He
him or
doesn't
Liam
need
Lawson as reserve driver,
Hmm.
I think.
If Danny went to AlphaTauri, it'd be the greatest merch ever released.
Yes.
Yeah, AlphaTauri does
Yes.
have good merch, to be fair.
And then you insert Danny Rick on that, it's just the ultimate level. Yeah.
Funds the entire Red Bull program.
I don't know. I think 6 rounds is a bit much to be jumping to a conclusion from Red Bull, but it is Red
Yeah.
Bull, so I'm not surprised.
Wasn't
I
it?
think it's fair.
Wasn't it 2016 6th round where they swapped the drivers?
Yeah.
History nerd. Yeah.
Because it was Spain.
Yeah.
They just like doing it
Yeah.
in Spain. When was it they switched the
Yeah.
drivers in 2020?
Spa.
Belgium.
No, that was mid-season. That was summer break.
Spa.
Yeah.
So that was after Hungary,
Because-
before Spa.
It was
But a
Pierre's
reminder
first race
that
back.
we didn't start until July that season, so it wasn't that far in. It was an early round number, I'm pretty sure.
If this is round 6, it's got to be one of the greatest conspiracies in F1 history.
Every third season, they get rid of their
Results
driver on the 6th
are
round.
Yeah.
No, I don't want the 1950 race season.
It
I want...
always does that if you go to archive. You're better off doing like this year's results and then scrolling down.
2023 season. 2020. Right, so 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the double headers might kill it.
It was round 7.
Oh! Wait, no, because they said he's got until the Spanish Grand Prix. So if they replace him at the next one,
He's 7.
we're still on.
But for
Well, no, because Spain's not until round 8, remember? Around. No, round 8, yeah.
Yeah, we're buggered.
Because
We're buggered.
Monaco's round 7.
Right, get your tinfoil hats off, folks. It's not working.
The 70th anniversary Grand Prix killed it.
pointless race.
It was after the second triple header in the space of rounds 1 to 6 were both triple headers in 2020. That's insane. And then we started getting a relatively normal season.
Yeah, they tried to make up for all of the lost time,
They
didn't they?
they knew that they
'Cause
had to
they-
get to round 8
Yeah,
to confirm it as a world championship. So they just absolutely rushed rounds 1 to 8. And then we're like, oh, we can still keep racing. And so just kept adding more tracks.
Yeah, there's only
Oh, yeah.
17.
The fact that we got 17 rounds
Yeah.
and we didn't start racing until the 5th of July is madness.
That was a busy year.
Mm.
for them.
And that
Yeah,
there
for
was
them, the
Alpha
rest of us weren't
Tauri
doing
won a
anything.
race.
Yeah, for them, the rest of us weren't doing anything. So it was like,
Don't know what you're talking
We
about,
were-
mate. I still worked.
I didn't. I
And
didn't
do you
do
know-
my GCSEs because of COVID. It's great.
Do you know what's even better? There was probably
I was
more
making sure I wasn't killing my
constructors.
grandma.
There's probably more constructors won a race in 2020 than about the last 8 seasons or something. 4 different constructors won a race. Yeah.
Alpha Tauri, remember?
Yeah, I'm so. Did
So
Ferrari-
Mercedes won a great many races.
Yeah.
Red Bull won its 70th anniversary in Abu Dhabi. Alpha Tauri won in Italy. And BWT Racing Point Mercedes
Perez.
How
won
can
in
I forget
Sakhir.
Racing Point?
2019 Mercedes.
Mm.
Yeah, true. The pink Mercedes.
Yeah, you never forget that.
Did 4 teams win in 21?
I don't think so. I think it was only 3.
Yeah. Ferrari.
Oh, yeah, because Renault won a
Alpine.
race.
Alpine.
Well, Alpine.
It's Alpine, but yeah.
Yeah,
The
14.
Drive to Survive's come in now.
And then in 2022, there were 3 teams.
Mm.
And then in 2023, 1 team.
Yay.
But the sport's getting closer together, guys. The grid's so much tighter that only 1 team has won a race.
Packers. The mid pack's tight.
Mid pack's always tight.
Yeah, but it's like extra tight now.
I've said to you before, they shouldn't have changed it. McLaren were on the up, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
That is actually quite funny, though, that after the regulations changed to make the grid closer together, less teams have won races than the 2 seasons prior.
It's
Well, they
always the
made it
way,
to
though.
make-
That's the
they
thing.
changed
It's the
it to make the
convergence.
racing. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily so
Wasn't
that
the
more teams would
teams,
be
it's
winning.
just
It was just
the
so that
racing
everyone would
was
be
closer.
closer together.
And then
But
Red
it
Bull
turns
went
out-
all no.
bring everyone closer together. It just creates a DRS train, and no one can overtake.
Because they've
Yeah.
raised the floor by 15 mil this year, so they have less downforce. So the effect of following behind a car is more pronounced than it was previous.
And there goes Nia.
Traditions.
They should drop the cars.
Do we have anything else to talk about, or is this going to be a rapid fire episode?
I think it's going to be a rapid fire episode.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's been no news.
The biggest news was Leclerc might go to Mercedes.
What?
And
Who
everyone
said
shut it
that?
down. It's on the Formula One website.
Seriously?
Yeah. Leclerc to Mercedes rumors.
Like he'd do that.
Well, it's just more. I wouldn't
The
say-
top story is
Right.
currently that Gunter Steiner is explaining how he deals with his fame from Drive to Survive.
Driver market. Toto Wolff says
Yeah.
Mercedes are 100% committed to putting pen to paper with Lewis in response to Leclerc rumors.
And Leclerc responds to Mercedes
Yeah.
rumours as Hamilton says they have no impact on his F1 future. What did Leclerc say? Leclerc said that he is fully committed to Ferrari and achieving his dream of a world championship in the red car. That's paraphrased slightly, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
The
thing
2050
I'd
season
say-
starts this year, and Charles Leclerc still bidding for his first world championship with
Yeah.
Ferrari.
You give any F1 driver a contract of a team that's guaranteed to be at the top fight, and they're signing it.
So, yeah, Leclerc said this when asked about whether he's spoken to Mercedes. No, not yet, not for the moment. For now, I'm fully focused on the project I'm in today, which is Ferrari. I fully trust and I'm confident for the future. Then we will see, but I'm fully confident for the project of Ferrari. I'm fully committed to Ferrari and I love Ferrari. It's always been a dream for me to be in this team. My main priority is to win a world championship with this team, so it's not something in my mind.
I love the fact that he
Pushed.
had to specify that his current project is Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushed there been any contact with Mercedes. Leclerc affirmed, no, 0-0, really 0. You, the media, all smile because you don't believe me, but I promise. And then they spoke to Fred Vasseur.
Also, it depends on when Lewis says, I've had enough.
Pretty much. Yeah, I've got a feeling that for the rest of his career, Lewis is just going to be signing consecutive one-year deals.
He could be like Alonso and be it till he's 52 years old.
Probably.
And we'd be like, is he going this year? No.
No, not yet.
Yeah. You just have Alonso at 60 and Lewis at 50.
Formula One, the pensioners edition from
Yeah.
EA.
Formula P.
Formula OAP.
Anyway,
Getting Kimmy back.
on that note, that wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. Thank you very much for watching and join us next week where we'll be reviewing the Imola Grand Prix. No, I'm not saying it again. Yeah, we will review the Grand Prix from Imola. We will see you next week. Ta-ra for now.